Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Waffle Press Movie Hangouts. I'm your host, Diego Crespo. With me today is my co-host, Gina Versa.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you. This is a Patreon request, so if you're on Patreon, you're getting this a little earlier than everyone else too. And you can submit a request for $15 a month to request a film. Opt out whenever you would like. After you request the film, you don't have to keep doing it every month, just so everyone knows. Blindspotting was requested by Pablo Hurtado, or Hurtado, if you got the English white accent. But good guy, good friend of the show. Go check him out. I'm at I'm Pablo Hurtado on Twitter. I'll put the link down below in the description. But before we get into Blindspotting, because that's kind of a heavier topic, we're gonna softball this a little bit and talk about other stuff we've been watching, because that's what we do in the regular hangouts, and that's what we're gonna do a little bit here. So summer movie season's coming up. Just to tee up another episode that will be out before this one, we're going to talk about the best summer movies of the last 2 decades. So anywhere from the 2000s to 2010s, that came out between that. That's a best summer blockbuster that we're looking to talk about. So stay tuned for that. And Gene, what else have you been watching here lately?
Yeah, for movies, I watched. I did watch Army of the Dead. I'm not sure if you wanted to get into that, but
Yeah.
I did enjoy that in the movie theater, and yeah, I could. I really thought that was pretty interesting in how it did like a zombie heist movie directed by Zack Snyder. I guess it's his year this year.
It is the year of Snyder. I think they're the two highest rated films of his, like on Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes, or at least two of them. I know Justice League is, and I think Army of the Dead's like right underneath Dawn of the Dead at the very least. I know that was his highest rated film for a while,
That's still a
critically.
good movie. I think
I like Dawn of the Dead.
I like that.
Yeah, I like Dawn of the Dead more than his Army of the Dead, but I liked Army of the Dead. I'm not as high on it as I was like Justice League, where it came out like, oh yeah, this is maybe like Snyder's like blockbuster, like masterpiece. Maybe masterpiece is like too high praise, but like, like that's the movie you come out like buzzing from, like, oh my God, like you want people to see this, basically. Army of the Dead, it's like a tentative recommendation, but I enjoyed a lot of it. I think Dave Bautista is great in it.
He's really great. Yeah, just give him glasses, you know.
Give him little glasses. That's all he needs in all his roles. Just his little glasses. Yeah.
Good character actor for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you up.
And he will fuck you up. I mean, the cast I thought was actually pretty good. I know some people were like kind of, some of the criticism was aimed at maybe like not the most in-depth characters, and like whatever. I don't know. That's not what the movie is trying to do. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of bad criticism.
They had depth to them. There's the German safe cracker. The fact that, I guess, spoilers, he sacrificed himself was interesting. The daughter. I don't know. They were very. They had a lot of nuance to them.
Yeah, they had dimensions to them.
Yeah.
As I'll say, they're not like they're not the most well written characters ever, but like they don't have to be.
Right.
Like they have their traits, they have their character relationships, they have the conflict throughout the story with them. And then it's an aliens riff with zombies. That's kind of what it is. It's an aliens riff with a heist aspect and zombies that are kind of an evolution of where George Romero was taking the zombies before he sadly left us last decade. But I don't know. I thought it was like a blast, and maybe I will say my biggest criticism is probably like just maybe get a different cinematographer than himself next time. I did not love the look of it for the most part.
Okay.
I thought it was a little monotonous.
When has he done cinematography? When was the last time he ever did that, though?
Probably like on a music video.
Oh, okay.
Or something. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I will say credit to him for like this. This is a movie where it's all him. It's unfiltered Zack Snyder. He wrote it. He directed it. He shot it. Good for him. I definitely am not going to be someone who's like, he should never do that again. But like, maybe just call up Larry Fong next time.
Yeah, he
They
made
do
a
good work
Larry Fong
together.
made a cameo.
Yeah, he's magic. Larry Fong is magic, and he is. What's not magic is the Sean Spicer cameo though. That
Yeah.
was.
What
Don't do
about
that next time.
what about Donna Brazil? It's not that great either. Well,
Who?
Donna Brazil was the person he was debating with in the scene.
Oh,
She's a
okay. I don't
Democratic
know that much about him.
strategist.
Oh,
She's a
okay. Well,
Democratic strategist.
yeah. Don't do that either next time. Next,
Yeah, don't
just hire other actors. You know.
hire Melissa McCartney to play Sean Spicer. I'll take that.
I could do that. Well, she should just get more work in general because she's like a good actress who just gets kind of relegated to
Netflix
the
movies,
yeah. She
Ghostbusters
kind of has
movies.
the Adam Sandler syndrome where it's like, wow, you put them in like a real movie and they're like, oh, they're talented. Like they're a really talented performer beyond just being funny. And that happens like maybe once or twice a decade. But
Yeah.
Army of the Dead recommendation, I guess, from both of us. I will say if you're not on board the Snyder train, maybe don't watch this one though.
Gotcha, yeah.
No,
I was gonna
like
say, or you could listen to the soundtrack. Good soundtrack.
soundtrack's pretty good. I
Junkie
wasn't.
XL.
Yeah, the Justice League one. It's maybe it's not fair because Justice League feels like what it's all been building up to this year, and Army of the
Yeah.
Dead's like he needed to like exercise this from his system,
Yeah.
almost. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, it's like they took out Chris D'Elia, but they couldn't take out Sean Spicer.
Yeah, but Tig Notaro is great in the
Yeah,
scenes that
she's funny.
she's CGI'd into.
CGI'd like her whole like performance in there. It wasn't like it's a good visual effect that should get the Academy Award for
It
visual
is, and you
effects.
know what?
Didn't
I bet.
notice.
Yeah, yeah, and I bet that's why he also shot it a lot of like a short depth of field and stuff like that too, because it's easier to implement CG that way. Because then you can't
Yeah.
see the layers of the green screen. Like some parts of Justice League, it's like these epic landscapes with the characters in the front, and then maybe a couple feet back, that's the line for like the CG area, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I could tell now. With this one, it was harder
Yeah.
to
It was,
tell a little bit for me.
yeah.
So that's probably
Zombie Tiger, good.
Zombie Tiger. Good. I don't know, man. It's a fun action movie, and I think Zack Snyder has a little more on his mind than he's given him credit for here. There's like weird stuff. We're not here to talk about Army of the Dead, but I just need to say it because this movie brings up like the ring cycle theory,
Yeah.
alpha
He's
and
a
omega imagery.
yeah, he's a strange guy. I bet he works out all the time, reading like philosophy.
Yeah.
He does like
There's also aliens in this,
yeah.
apparently.
There's aliens.
The
There's
alien
robots.
ships. There's a robots. What?
There's a robot zombie. So they say there's like drones of zombies implanted in the hordes to monitor it by the government.
Wow.
Yeah, what a weird guy.
So I've never loved Zack Snyder more.
Yeah,
That
him,
is ridiculous.
him
I
and
want a sequel.
Taika, Taika are like one of the most interesting people in the world.
Tyke, I can't comment on that. I'll just if I comment, I will be banned from
Okay.
Twitter.
Oh, okay.
What else have you seen recently?
Yes, recently I've seen many a movie. Not besides Army of the Dead, but I guess like they're little short films, but Love, Death, and Robots. I thought
Oh
was
yeah,
a better
yeah.
season than the last one, the last one was good, but like there's less episodes, so like it felt like easier to watch for Love, Death, and Robots. But they're all great. I would recommend all those shorts. Definitely check that out. I was gonna say because I feel like you've probably seen this and you like it. The Mitchells versus the Machines.
I actually haven't seen that
Dang.
yet. What'd you think?
Shaking my head at you, but I really enjoyed it. Danny McBride, and like it has like kind of it reminded me of the art style of like the Spider-Man Spider-Verse. But obviously its own thing. But yeah, it was really cute. It was very wholesome. It was very like quirky, and I don't know. It kind of reminded me of their like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, where it's just I don't know. I thought it was really creative. Like all the voice work was good. All the art style, like the art in it is really good. The design, just like all the stuff. Like it's like Eric Andre's in it, and he's playing like Steve Jobs, but like as Eric Andre, or yeah, it was just really funny. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah, I'd recommend you see it. You could stop right now, go watch it, and then come back. You know,
All right. Well, I intend on watching it. I had
yeah.
some other stuff to catch up on,
I think
like
I was gonna say what's his name from Gravity Falls? He voiced one of the characters too.
oh
Alex
yeah.
Hirsch. Yeah,
Oh
he
okay. I
voiced.
know he worked on it like in other
Yeah,
capacities too, because he hyped
yeah,
it up when it was first like announced.
yeah. Alex Hirsch is a anti-fascist guy who just loves life and loves art and all things movies because it's
Oh, anti-fascist. I was like, what?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's great. He's great. He's a great Twitter follow. And
Do you remember when he
Gravity Falls is great.
do you remember when he drew Grunkle Stan punching like a Nazi or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Disney allows Dark Horse to release the art book for that show. What the fuck, dude? I
What
want
do
to
you mean?
buy that. Disney pulled the a
Oh,
Dark
really?
Horse like published version of the Gravity Falls art book, and they don't know why they just pulled it. So what the fuck? Release that.
Well, yeah, that's fucked up.
Well, I want to give
Well,
you
they,
money. I'm
they
trying
keep
to give you money.
yeah consume. We want to consume for them, but
Yeah, I want to consume
they
your
edited
product.
all the Illuminati stuff out of their Gravity Falls, Gravity Falls on Disney Plus, so that's concerning.
Some of it's still there, but some of them, you're right, it was noticeable. There
They
was a big discussion going
yeah
on.
they took it
What the
out.
fuck, dude? Come on.
Yeah, they took it out like they took out the Michael Jackson episode of Simpsons. But they no, they did that. But
No,
also,
yeah, it's just that's just a can of worms that
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
that's a weird kind of interesting episode. I'll talk about that.
hmm.
But hey,
I
they brought back the Venture Brothers in the movie. Looking forward to that.
yeah, I got
Very
really
happy.
happy for you when I heard
Really
about
happy.
that.
Everyone was
So
crying. Everyone was crying online. We're all hugging each other
yeah.
virtually. We're big. There's many of us. It's a big community. I guess that's gonna be the I don't know. I guess it'll wrap it up or what for one or two movies. But from the last season, the story's kind of winding down. So at least they get to like finish their story because it ends on a cliffhanger the last season, and it ends on like the worst cliffhanger. And then I think I shared with you the last image too, because I'm like, that's kind of weird if they end it that way, where it's like Hank and Dean have gone their separate ways, and then Dean, one of the brothers, looking for his other brother, he's looking for Hank in a crowd, and then they replicate the shot at the end of Darkman, where Darkman's in the crowd, and then instead of like Bruce Campbell, it's like Hank wearing a Batman mask, and then he looks in the camera the exact same way as the last frame of Darkman, and there's no reason for like why they decided to reference Darkman. It's just in there, just you accept it. But I love Darkman, so I just thought like,
Well, I'm just happy for you guys because that
yeah,
always sucks when something you like gets canceled. And
yeah,
yeah,
if it,
so congrats.
yeah, just bully corporations as long as you can to give you what you want. Seize the means of production.
Exactly. And that's why the next film I watched was Joyride. It has nothing to do about any of that.
What's Joyride? I don't even know.
Joyride is one of the first scripts that J.J. Abrams ever wrote and sold, and it is a 2001 picture
Oh,
starring Steve Zahn and Paul Walker.
oh,
J.J. Abrams wrote and produced it, and
he was he going under Jeffrey Abrams?
no, JJ.
That's
It
his.
was JJ at this
Okay.
point. Bad Robot was already existing.
Oh,
This is
okay.
like towards the end of Felicity, right before Alias starts.
Yeah. Jeffrey
The
John
first half
Abrams.
hour of this movie is great. It
Okay.
is fantastic. The other 90 or 60 minutes or so, it's pretty good. It's like a solid movie, but that first half hour is like perfect character introduction,
Mm-hmm.
perfect like tension build up, and it's so good.
Hmm.
It's like if Brian De Palma made Duel.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's sleazy and gross and like horny and angry, and then it can't live up to that first half hour. But that first half hour is great, and I recommend people watch it for that alone. It's also proof that
Better.
maybe J.J. Abrams should just be doing this kind of movies instead of guiding franchises.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because I was like, wow, better than Rise of Skywalker, and
Yes, it is. It is
yeah,
better than Rise of Skywalker.
definitely. Are you excited for his Portal movie that he's not involved in?
Yeah, I've seen like people start naysaying that online. I'm like, whatever. Portal could be a fun movie. I don't know. You
Yeah,
just get
someone.
like someone like Dan Trachtenberg to do it. Someone who understands like spatial geography. Like that could be
Yeah,
super fun. Fuck
someone.
off.
Someone told me, oh, that's weird if they do a narrative. I don't want to say who it was, Kirk, but you can't. They've done like fan films of Portal before, so
That's how Dan Trachtenberg got
yeah,
started. He did a
exactly.
Portal fan film.
Portal can be a narrative, even though
Yeah,
it's a very first-person game.
yeah.
So it's certainly
You know,
easier
like
than.
and
Oh, I was gonna say easier than making a movie out of Half-Life. Ooh.
that kind of needs to be like a TV show or something because
Yeah,
that
probably.
that series is just fucking like insane.
Yeah,
But like Portal, I mean, it's like Duel. Like to go back to something like more minimalist, Duel has like a narrative, but it's like
two characters.
you know, it's like a 70 to 80 minute
Yeah,
picture. Like Portal doesn't need to be longer than that, and you could make
yeah,
a great film out of it. Like Duel is maybe like one of the most underrated Spielberg movies, right?
yeah. It's
And,
two characters,
and
a man in a truck.
yeah, and like some supporting characters that you run into. So like instead of supporting characters on the side, like the snake lady in Duel, what snakes? You just have the lady Chell, I think
Shell,
her name is,
yes,
right?
her name's
Yeah.
Shell in GLaDOS. They should
Glad,
definitely
yeah.
bring back the voice actors for GLaDOS,
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah.
and they
You
definitely
can't
have to
like
bring
change
back.
that.
Well, this is going into Portal 2. Definitely have to bring back a tall guy, Stephen Merchant, as
Yes.
Wheatley.
But I was just gonna say that like you could have them run into like video footage or something or like audio files. Like
Hmm.
you can make a movie out of Portal. It doesn't need
Yeah,
to be some complex epic
no,
tapestry. It's just a survival movie. That's
yeah,
all. I don't know. It can be
yeah.
fun. Fuck off, everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say also because I guess it's his year too. J.K. Simmons has to come back as Cave Johnson.
Oh yeah, yeah. And because he's the guy that ran the facility or whatever,
He
right? For the
runs
corporation.
Aperture Science.
Yeah,
I
yeah. So he could
I know
you
all
could
the
fit him
lore.
into the first story, you
Yeah,
know? Don't
exactly. Yeah,
you don't need
because
to yeah.
Aperture Science. Oh, I guess we're getting too much into it. Aperture Science is at war with Black Mesa from Half Life.
Oh, is it okay? See, there you
That's the
go.
lore. Yeah, it's a shared
No, you
universe.
know what? No, now I don't want the Portal movie because they're gonna be like,
No,
oh, it's a backdoor pilot to
you
actually
know, but
launching the Half-Life franchise.
no, but like all the Half Life stuff, they've like only indirectly messaged Portal. They're like, oh yeah, it's related, but like they're like, oh, will they ever appear in each other games? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
They're
See, like
like,
that's like fun, you know? That's
yeah,
fun creative stuff.
like they just name drop each other and like, are you gonna have them cross over? And Gabe Newell is like, no.
Yeah.
Buy this
It's
game.
like
Buy
yeah,
this
but
freaking VR game, you fucking nerd.
well, it's like Michael Keaton and Out of Sight and Jackie Brown. You know, like that's just a fun thing. It doesn't mean anything. He
Yeah,
plays the same character, and that's there you go.
that's cool.
That's your little crime narrative.
You know, like Michael Keaton in The Flash, he's just Batman.
I don't want to talk about that. I'm there for Supergirl, and that's it. We both also saw Tom Clancy's Without
Yeah,
Remorse.
that was really
Everyone's
good.
favorite problematic action junkie writer, Tom
Is he?
Clancy. Yeah,
I
I
just
mean,
know
like
him
his
from the
stuff
video.
tends to be very conservative. I
Oh yeah,
think.
I just know him from the video games. I don't read his shitty books.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think I've talked about it on the show a bunch of times, but Rainbow Six Vegas is like one of the
Good game.
greatest shooters ever made.
It's a good
It
game.
is
Yeah,
incredibly problematic, but my
yeah.
God.
Just play his fucking video games. But sorry.
Yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah, just play his fucking video games. They're really well made for some reason. Well, I guess because it's like you want to really
Splinter
get into the
Cell.
weeds of it. It is
Yeah.
like,
Sorry. Okay.
US
Yeah.
propaganda and shit.
Right.
But
Right.
like, sorry, it's like fun. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go out and join the army, but like it's
No,
fun.
definitely
So
not.
whatever.
Definitely not.
But yeah, what'd you think about Without Remorse?
I really enjoyed Without Remorse. I did have to like, I kind of like had to start and stop it for some reason, so I maybe watched it like in three sittings. But I was really enjoying Michael B. Jordan. I was listening to the treatment with Elvis Mitchell, where he was talking about it, and he was saying like, how I don't think there's ever been a sort of Tom Clancy narrative with a black lead. So that was interesting. In that, I think there's that one line he was saying, where it's like, they did all this. I forgot the exact line, but he's saying, they did all this dirty work for a country that never appreciated them. You know,
Hmm.
and that's really profound. I felt like there was some really, in like a Tom Clancy thing, like really profound sort of statements, and I was really surprised. And there's some really great sequences, like when he escapes the gulag, he just like breaks his sink and starts beating people with like wets the floor. Does he get like a shirt and wet it too?
Yeah, he wets himself to make himself slippery. Then he floods the sink in the
It's the
prison.
sink.
And
That's so
yeah, I
badass.
mean, look, there's problematic shit in here that's always in Tom Clancy stuff, but I appreciate the attempt at stuff like that with the like it's very clearly about like how the government like chews up and spits out soldiers and
Yeah,
for like for people for desk jockeys like trying to
yeah.
like make politics like work for them and shit like
Hmm.
that, right? And that's like I mean, obviously this is fiction, but like variations of that do happen all the time. There's like we treat our veterans like shit.
Yeah,
Like we can argue about like the merits of like even having the
right.
military in the first place. If you're like an abolitionist and stuff, which I do kind of adhere to more often than not. But
Yeah,
like
but they didn't do
the fact
anything.
that they treat people
Yeah,
so shittily is like it struck a chord with like people that have been in the military, and I think that's whatever that has merit too.
yeah.
But just like in terms of a movie, just baseline entertainment, I put it in my more thoughts in my letterbox. But I just thought this movie went fucking hard as shit. Like when the action
Yeah,
happens, it's
it
like
was
really
great.
badass. I'm
Yeah, it was
sorry.
really awesome. I was gonna say, and then I guess like it's like a Rainbow Six prequel too.
Yes,
It's
they are
like a
doing a
pre.
Rainbow Six movie next.
That's
They
cool.
greenlit this as the first part, and next part it will be Rainbow Six. I believe there's a post credit scene that
There is,
confirms it.
yeah,
I did not see it.
yeah.
Um,
There's. It was like 2 minutes into the credits, David.
oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
You could have
Yeah,
fast forwarded.
Amazon always does that fucking thing where it
Oh,
like
they.
yeah, and then I
Yeah,
just get angry and leave.
yeah.
I'm gonna put that on that. But my favorite bit happens early on when he's looking for information from someone from like the Russian consulate or whatever, and so he crashes that into the limousine at the airport parking lot, lights the car on fire, and then walks into the flaming car and starts
Oh, yeah. That
questioning
was
him.
cool.
That is the hardest shit I've ever seen. That is
Yeah,
so cool. That
that's
feels
awesome.
like something out of 24. That's what this
Yeah,
reminded me of. It
yeah,
reminded me of a
yeah.
really solid run of 24
Like the good
episodes.
seasons of 24, not the
Yeah,
spin-off
yeah.
24, not that like
No, I did
extended.
not see that.
London, was it in London?
No. The that one when Kiefer Sutherland comes back is mostly good. The one
Okay.
after that, they had Corey Hawkins as the lead, who was a good actor,
Yeah,
but I
poor
didn't I
Corey.
didn't watch it. 24 is Jack Bauer. That's what that is. Sorry,
Yeah,
Corey
it's weird. That's
Hawkins.
like when they replaced for the Bourne Identity with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's like
everyone's
it's literally called The Bourne Identity. I don't want to watch anyone else.
the Jeremy Renner Identity. Watch it
Yeah.
on the Jeremy Renner app.
Oh boy. I want to move on because I do want to talk about blind spotting, but I guess the last
Yes.
thing I saw a couple other movies I had been kind of lagging, but I'm not going to list them all. Gene and I are on Letterbox if you want to keep up with us there. I did watch Woman in the Window. No one liked this movie except for me.
No, did you
Me and
not?
all the wine moms liked Woman in the Window.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a trashy, recut, re-edited film by Joe Wright, re-edited and recut by, I guess, unofficial studio hitman Tony Gilroy.
Oh, he did Rogue
He
One,
did
huh?
Rogue One. He's doing the Cassian Andor show. He's like a talented dude. I don't know why this is like his side gig.
He likes to just assassinate other people's work.
I guess he's kind of like the Jack Ryan of studios. Then I shouldn't say that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but whatever. I thought Woman in the Window was really it's ridiculous, but I didn't think it was any more like ridiculous than generic studio schlock. Like it's shot by one of my favorite cinematographers, Bruno Del Bono. I don't know if he was
Okay.
around for the reshoots, but he shot Amelie, Inside Llewyn Davis, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Harry Potter, and The Half Blood Prince. He's like a living legend,
Oh,
and he
okay.
shot this schlocky little thriller starring Amy Adams, Julianne Moore, and Gary Oldman. And
Maybe I'll
um,
watch it.
it's very stupid though. It is stupid, but there's also like very striking imagery, and there's like a color design to this movie that was really striking. Have it with a couple glasses of wine. I think people would actually have a good time with it if reviewers didn't scare people away. This one's just for me and the wine moms, I guess. Like, let's go, girls.
Maybe
Movie
I will
night,
see it
woman in the
too
windows.
with my
Yeah,
wife.
do it. Again, load up on wine, watch Amy Adams play camp. Like, it is camp. I think that's what throws people off too, because it does have like genuine problems for being like reshot and recut and stuff like that, and you can tell. But it is an attempt at like camp, and I think anything that attempts camp nowadays gets like criticized even harder, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd recommend it for people looking for something like that. Last thing before we move on, someone who wrote a much better review than me. I'll pull it up right now. Sorry, I just want to get the full name of this guy. Kyle Turner, a freelance film critic, in places like Village Voice and such like that. He wrote a very good write up on The Woman in the Window. So I'll put a link down below to that. But they had a fantastic take about how to like approach the film. And I'm glad there's another one of me out there. Is all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, everyone's got their thing. Woman in the Window is my bad movie for the year. But not a bad movie. I guess we should now talk about Blindspotting, the film we're here to talk about today.
It's a good movie.
Gene, when did you first see Blindspotting? Did you catch it in theaters?
I did see it in the theater. Yeah, I think yeah, I saw it in the theaters when it came out. It was I think it was July 2018.
Yeah, it was the summer blockbuster that everyone was talking about. No, unfortunately, it didn't do very well in the theaters, but it was a little movie anyway, so I hope that was okay.
Yeah.
Directed by Carlos Lopez Estrada, one of the co-directors of Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
really
thumbs
good.
up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
All right, I'm interested. It's on Disney Plus now, so next time we're on the show together, I'll mention what I thought.
Okay.
But I think this is a great film. I think it's kind of shocking that it wasn't nominated for Best Picture that year.
Yeah.
I feel like if it came out this year, that it definitely would have been nominated for Best Picture, because it's, unfortunately, it's weird to say it's like ahead of its time by just a couple of years, but more people are aware of the Black Lives Matter movement, police shootings and brutality, how like predominant racism is in this country. And obviously this film understands that very well too. It was written by Rafael Casal and David Diggs, the two leads of the film. And it was written over a period of 9 years between those two. And it takes place in Oakland, and they're both from Oakland.
This one probably when he was doing Hamilton too.
Yeah, David Diggs, people do know from Hamilton and stuff like that.
Everyone saw it last 4th of July.
Oh, that's right. It did come out on it was not that was fucking nominated for a Golden Globe. That's why the Golden Globes are fucking dying.
I thought they got canceled.
Yeah. And quite frankly, it's good, right? Like we're all just across the board. That's a good thing, right? Yeah. That's why those fucking Hollywood foreign press motherfuckers. Sorry. Blindspotting is great. I'm angry at Blindspotting. I think it's a fantastic film. I did not watch it in theaters though. I missed it in theaters. So I did not look out as much. Also in the film, Janina Gavankar. I don't know if you know her.
She's good. Yeah, she's in my Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah, she is in that, huh?
Play her character.
Yeah, here's something that'll date me. I know her from FX's The League.
Oh yeah, I remember The League.
Yeah, don't know how well that show holds up. But that was my first instance of getting to know her as an actress, and she's great. I feel like she hasn't really gotten a lot of big opportunities.
I mean, she was in The Way Back, the Ben Affleck movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Some other stuff. I think she was on like True Blood, but yeah, she was kind of like she hasn't like had her like time to shine, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Ethan Embry. I mean, he plays a police officer in this film, and that he's kind of like the inciting incident of the
Yeah,
conflict. And um, I feel like a lot of people haven't seen this, so I don't want to get too deep into this one, honestly. But I do want to keep talking about it,
yeah.
obviously.
Wayne Knight is in it for some reason.
Because Wayne Knight's a good actor, man. That's
Yeah,
why he's in it.
he's in
He's
it for like
great.
one scene though.
Yeah, but still, you show up, you get a paycheck, you leave, and he does his job. That's an underrated skill as an actor. Just in, you're out. You don't need to make waves.
Yeah,
If you didn't know it was Wayne Knight, it wouldn't be a big deal. It would just be a part of the film, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to say Ethan Embry is a really talented actor. I like him a lot on Grace and Frankie, so to see him here, it's obviously very different. Grace and Frankie on Netflix. Everyone check it out. Another show for me and the wine moms. Um, but I just think the David Diggs and Rafael Casal, obviously, they're the
Yeah,
focal point of the film and the
they're so
point we're
good.
here to talk about primarily.
Yeah, they're so good too. Good actors.
Yeah, and Rafael Casal is also going to not co-star. He's like a supporting role in the upcoming Blindspotting TV series, which is, I believe, a sequel to this
Yeah,
film.
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
that's
like the
interesting.
story okay. So the story attribution still to Rafael Casal and David Diggs. Um,
I think yeah. We should know who should ask. You should ask. You should message what's his name, friend of the show, Dan. I think Dan likes it.
yeah, Dan loved Dan. If you're listening
Dan
to
would know.
this, congratulations for talking Blind Spotting. I believe that was his favorite film in
I
2018
think
and
so.
like maybe the decade.
Yeah,
Dan. So you'll have to uh, you have to nudge me if it wasn't. But Dan Doherty, everyone
yeah.
gets a shout out on the show pretty regularly. But yeah, what do you think about Blind Spotting, Gene?
Um, yeah. I was really enjoying it. It was when I saw it, I was really blown away by a lot of the performances, and it was very personal. It's a very personal story you could tell, and just like a lot of the scenes where like the nightmare Devad Diggs has, where you like coughs up bullets. That's some good, well written like imagery, things like that. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was just like it was very profound. And I mean, I don't know if I thought at the time it would be so relevant or timely, but I think it has stood the test of time. I think.
Yeah, and it's almost like unfortunate to say it has stood the test of time
Yeah.
because a big point of like uh discussion around the film was that like they wanted to draw attention to like the issues like gentrification, uh, police brutality, uh, racism, and again, this was written over a period of 9 years,
Yeah.
leading into 2018, so like at least 2009, right? And
Right.
I'm sure they had ideas beforehand, even, and that's just that's when it gets a little unfortunate,
Yeah.
you know, that we 2020 we just had the biggest resurgence of the or not resurgence, it hasn't gone anywhere. If anything, it's just gotten
Yeah.
more prevalent. But with the Black Lives Matter movement, people calling for police abolition and defunding,
Yeah.
uh, and like personally, I think we have to be pushing for police abolition to at least get the funding. I don't know what you actually what we have to do to accomplish abolition as a whole, but that's definitely something I subscribe to,
Yeah.
and I've been thinking a lot about like how much art can actually impact and influence. Can it mobilize people behind a cause? Can it rally people, or does it just speak to people? And if it
Yeah.
just speaks to people, is that enough? And I think that kind of comes down to the individual. For me, like if it's able to speak to someone about something that's very personal to them, like Blind Spotting clearly was to the people that wrote it, David Diggs and
Yeah.
Rafael Casal. I think maybe that's enough. But
Yeah.
when it comes to like actual movements and such like that, I think it's good when you see it in film. I unless it's like a documentary, though, I don't know how much it can cause like an actual movement, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that's a bad thing. It's just something I'm thinking about. If
Right.
that makes any sense. I hope I'm
Yeah.
not rambling about
Yeah.
nonsense here.
I don't think so. Yeah, there's a lot to say.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, that's just a credit to Blindspotting for making me think all this stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that for the TV spinoff as well, Jasmine Cephas Jones is going to reprise her role as Ashley, and the series takes place after the movie, of course. But the series is going to focus on Ashley after Miles, Rafael Casal's character, goes to prison, and so she's going to have to move in with his mother.
Wow.
And I haven't seen a trailer or anything for
I
it.
haven't seen
I don't
it.
know when it's coming out. Let me look it up.
It says it's coming out in June.
Oh my god! So like, this episode might come out around the same time as the TV show. You're welcome. That was planned, America. I don't know. It's on. It's gonna be on Stars. Stars. Yeah. I guess it. I have faith in the people that made the movie working on the show. That's what gives me
Yeah.
faith about it. The movie does feel like such a specific instance of these people coming together, though. That's like, what do you, how do you like continue that without just
Yeah.
becoming like exhausted? I
I
guess.
know. Yeah, I have no idea, dude. But yeah, yeah, we'll see.
Oh, and for the soundtrack or the score, David Diggs hired John Mater, who was a drummer on Hamilton. So there's another little bit of the Hamilton connection there.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, everyone loves Hamilton
Yeah,
now.
I like Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton's one of those things that like I do like, but I'm also like I don't want to hear about it anymore. Like
Yeah,
I
I got kind of
enjoyed
tired
it,
of
and now
Hamilton.
I'm just like, find
Yeah,
something else to talk about.
yeah,
There
let's
are
talk
other
about it.
musicals.
Yeah, we could talk about Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark. When is anyone
Turn out, yeah.
talk
Um,
about that? Okay.
I want
Or
to see a
Dear
making
Evan
of
Hansen,
about that.
Dear Evidence. But
Um,
Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark had the Edge, and Bono did the soundtrack. The
well,
Edge.
you know what?
He's
Carlos Lopez Estrada, the director, should do Spider-Man:
Spider.
Turn Off the Dark. They should do
Yeah.
that adaptation.
Or why don't they put that on Disney Plus? Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark.
I think they just want people to forget. you
Yeah, someone
know.
almost died or they got really injured on that.
So I saw that footage. Spider-Man falls off when he goes to quote unquote catch Mary Jane. That's a shock.
Yeah.
Uh,
Remember how
yeah,
like
when
Venom?
you see someone like get injured in that way, even just like through a recording,
And
that's like
Spider-Man, yeah.
that's heavy. I mean, not just
Yeah.
because it's Spider-Man. That's like a person almost dying.
Yeah.
It's
Over
not fun to
Spider-Man.
watch.
Yeah. I just think they had like such a random Sinister Six. Like Carnage looks so weird, or Goblin looks weird.
Yeah, they have well,
Swarm,
because Green Goblin wasn't in it originally, right?
right?
Matt explained this to me on the Spider-Man retrospectives. Go check them out if you're
Yeah.
interested. Um, the original villain for the Broadway musical was the god Arachne,
Oh, really?
which is odd because the god Arachne, I believe, is not even spider related.
No.
The god Arachne.
Hmm.
Oh no, the god Arachne is a weaver.
Hmm. Okay.
It's not inherently a spider, which is just all right, whatever. But then the Sinister Six, for those that don't know, that, apart from just since we're on the topic anyways,
Yeah.
it's Green Goblin, Craven the Hunter, Carnage, Swiss Miss,
Yeah, that's weird.
Electro, and who's the other one? It's
It's Swarm, the Nazi guy.
Swarm.
He's a Nazi bee hive.
Yeah, Nazi bees.
Nazi bees. Yeah, that's weird.
That'll bring in the crowds. The Nazi bees and the Swiss Miss. I believe it is also the most expensive Broadway musical ever produced.
Yeah.
That worked out well for everyone.
Yeah.
Blindspotting was not the most expensive Broadway musical ever produced, though.
No.
It was a small passion project made by a bunch of very talented people that I think are going to go on to have very lucrative careers. Um, Carlos Lopez Estrada was he was tied to do something bigger, right? Like he was involved in some Marvel TV show originally. Am I
I
misremembering
think
that?
like yeah, the New Warriors or something.
Yeah, like I know he's not at the moment, but like that something came out recently about that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. He'll go far. I mean, once you're like tied up with like the Disney creative leadership too. Oh, he has a creative leadership story credit on Frozen 2, which I think is a mostly good movie.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Frozens. I'm
Mostly
I'm
good.
a I'm a Frozen apologist for sure.
There you go.
Um, and of course the V Digs. Once you're in Hamilton, like you're set.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get hired for everything.
He's in
So
Snowpiercer.
the show, right?
The show.
The show that everyone's talking about.
Murder mystery. Snowpiercer.
Weird
Jennifer
way to
Connelly.
approach that narrative.
Jennifer Connelly is in it too.
Jennifer Connelly is a saint. We're gonna let this slide for her.
Oh, okay.
That's a weird, not just to have another tangent already, but that's like a weird show because like
Yeah.
that was set up by like Scott Derrickson, and then they reshot his pilot and kicked him out, and then they just kept his cast.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know.
That's all right. Anyway.
Raphael Casal can also be seen in The Good Lord Bird, which is a TV miniseries starring Ethan Hawke, and Ethan Hawke is fantastic. So I don't know if it's good. I just like Ethan Hawke and I like
Oh
Raphael
yeah.
Casal.
No, I like Ethan Hawke for sure.
Yeah. Oh, he was also Mr. Top Hat in the Are You Afraid of the Dark reboot for Nickelodeon.
Oh, I never saw that.
I didn't see it either, but I like the director of that. He just had that movie come out, Happily. Yeah, Happily. The film with Joel McHale, Carrie Bish, Al Madrigal, Paul Shear, Natalie Zaya, Stephen Root, Natalie Morales.
I don't know this.
Okay, it's a small little genre piece. It's a solid little movie. It's Ben David Grabinski. If you're on film Twitter, you've seen him post stuff or seen him RT. Like he's just one of those
Okay.
figures. They're a big movie nerd. It's just cool that someone like that is getting a shot to make like their own stuff now. And yeah, that's another recommendation. But that has nothing to do with Blindspotting at this point. So I guess we should wrap up. Blindspotting, great film. You should all watch it. It is really hard to talk about because I feel like it's something that you don't want to ruin for other people. I don't know. It's maybe hits a little harder now because of the state of the world has gotten so much worse since it came out instead of better.
Right.
Maybe that's why you need to watch it now. Maybe it'll help you understand things a little bit more about
Yeah.
the world or yourself and how to feel about certain things. And yeah, it's just a good movie, and you'll get a lot out of it, I think.
Yeah.
So on that note, Gene, any final thoughts today?
No, I don't think so. I think it's on HBO Max, I think.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's how you can watch it. HBO Max, unless it's gone by the time we upload this, because
Probably.
HBO Max does that sometimes.
Like, oh, yeah.
All these streaming services with their fucking deals, and they're like the last Boy Scout was on Netflix for like a month. Or they do that. What kind of deal is that? I don't know. Blindspotting. Go watch it. That's good. Gene, thanks for joining me today. You have any links people could find you at?
No, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Gene9892.
And you can find me at the Diego Crespo. Check out the Waffle Press on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and Patreon, where we have other access to stuff. Legend of Korra, book 1 will be up by this point, by the time this comes up.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, get on that. It's the summer of Korra. It's the summer of Miami Vice. Oh, and by the time this comes up too, check out my guest spot on Incessant Film, where I talk about Black Cat and call it the 2001 Space Odyssey of the 2010s, which I'm sure is a comment that no one will get mad at me for.
Like 2010, the sequel.
Oh yeah, very funny. That's pretty good. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We have been professionally unprofessional.